Yeah, maybe 10 years.
It's about 110.
150.
1820.
75.
50 years.
50.
If it's got a Western name, maybe 60, 70 years.
158.
Priest, pastor,
Yeah, I think so. So,
Pastor Andrew.
St. Andrews.
China. No, I'm out.
Roseley.
St. Andrews.
At the heart of the city, located primarily next to City Hall MRT station, is Singapore's oldest church, the St. Andrew's Cathedral. It stands amidst the hustle and bustle of the day-to-day life in the city. Home to hundreds of worshippers, it is a sanctuary away from the fast-paced working life situated on the fringes of the cathedral. Nestled beneath ground level is the Cathedral New Sanctuary, completed in November 2005. Built on the North Lawn, the 3,221 meter square building with 2 basement levels houses a new worship hall that can seat 800 people. Its majestic facade with extended pinnacles and glossy white exterior stands apart from the modern skyscrapers it is surrounded by. Its intricate English neo-Gothic architecture largely contrasts against the great monoliths and skyscrapers made of concrete and glass. In today's fast-paced society, is there still room for history? Why should this part of our history still be retained?
St. Andrews is situated right in the heart of the city, and this happened because of Sir Stamford Raffles. In 1823, he designated a piece of land for church building, and St. Andrews today, Cathedral is that church today. It is significant because it's right in the heart of the city and continues to be a beacon to the city itself. Cathedral continues to be a living church. We're not just a gazetted monument. This is not the original building itself. The original building was struck by lightning twice and was much smaller.
Since then, the cathedral has undergone numerous renovations and has been rebuilt a total of 3 times.
And even more interesting if we know about the evolution of the style that has been implemented for the St. Andrew Cathedral. The first design by Coleman used the so-called Palladian architecture. Palladian architecture is using some of the principles set up by Vitruvius. It's very simple, geometric, symmetry, and so on. So actually it's a very nice classical building because it's one of the most important and iconic buildings in the history of Singapore, because the history of Singapore starts from 1819, from the British colonizations, and this is the crown of the colonies.
Today, the cathedral stands strongly on Madras chunam plaster, which is a mixture made from shell lime, egg white, coarse sugar, and water from coconut husk.
St. Andrew Cathedral is a modern building. It used concrete, it used brick, it used steel, it used glass, all the modern materials. But the style is taken from the past. That's why it's called neo-Gothic style. The real Gothic architecture actually is very imposing. It has a huge volumes inside the buildings with a pointed arc. It's a structural system of the Gothic buildings which carry the load from the roof and the entire building into the ground through a series of structure outside the wall.
During the World War II in 1942, the cathedral was used as an emergency hospital for victims of the war to get treated and to recuperate.
It was naturally used as a hospital to treat. They cleared all the pews. And they took down the stained glass, and it was used as a hospital for many of the injured, because at the time Singapore was not as big as we today. It was not as built up, so there wasn't any much place to house, and I think that's how Cathedral contributed to the war effort itself.
The cathedral serves as a reminder of our past. It is important to uphold tradition in today's fast-paced society.
So we have 8 bells actually all the way from UK, and today is still being rung. And on Sunday, just 5 minutes before service, is rung. And as I say, we continue the tradition of in the early days where the bells were rung to remind all worshippers to come to the church.
The podium itself is a significant aspect of the cathedral, as it is a golden eagle. The eagle symbolizes the spreading of wisdom and awareness to the people. It even represents the church's mission to spread faith and peace. The cathedral is not just a site of worship. Members of the cathedral even hold events and ceremonies like weddings. It opens its doors and welcomes people from all walks of life. The cathedral has served many religious and non-religious purposes in the past. What purpose then does the cathedral serve for its people today? Restoration efforts and several conservation efforts have been made over the last 10 years.
3 stained glass that has been here for quite a long time, since beginning of this second building itself. And we did restoration in 2012, and through the restoration we hired a conservationist all the way from India, was trained in UK.
Over the last 4 years, efforts have been made to conserve the cathedral, one of which included the restoration of the stained glass around the cathedral.
In 2012, the committee of St. Andrew's Cathedral invited me to study their windows, which were in, some stages of degradation, which is very important. That is a reversibility of techniques. So when we restored the windows, it was important for us to employ all the techniques which were reversible and which can be reversible. You see, earlier in the 19th century, mild steel was very prevalent, so everybody was using mild steel. Today, stainless steel is a much better material. Therefore, it's very important to employ reversible techniques, which then can be kind of looked into by future conservators.
But what does the future hold for the cathedral? Are the conservation methods worth the effort? Or is it easier to simply give in to modernization?
If we demolish St. Andrew Cathedral completely, means that we deny our own past. So it's like self-inflicted dementia.
Personally, I look at it this way. How can you fully understand where you're going if you don't know where you're coming from?